Offshore wind can power the entire world. All studies, all publications converge. One of my favorite publications is from last year, edited by the MIT. I love the way the conclusion captures the situation. Deep water wind farms, if technically and economically feasible, could provide civilization-scale power. Well, deep water solution is precisely what Principal Power has been working on over the past 10 years. So we have engineered, we have tested, and we are now implementing into real projects a deep water solution, a floating foundation. Before I show you how it looks like, let's step back a minute and understand the position of the problem. Offshore wind today has matured faster than anyone has anticipated, yet it is in a catch-22 situation. They need to deliver bigger projects featuring larger wind turbines and need to go further offshore. At the same time, they need to reduce the costs and the risks. Quite contradictory, if you ask me. To understand really what's happening, this is what building a wind farm looks like today, right? You need to keep in mind that you have to bring each and every component offshore, assemble them offshore, and test them offshore. It requires specific equipment, jacker barges, self-evading heavy lift systems that are hard to find and costly to operate. And they all depend on tight weather windows. Try to assemble a blade with wind, where typically you have wind blowing. And things won't get any better soon, because we have large wind turbines on the corner, already 10 and even 12 megawatt, and only a handful of those vessels are capable of handling such wind turbines. The biggest limiting factor is also the water depths. Long story short, the entire sector has been relying on fixed foundations that are inherently, that are not economical as soon as you reach 50 meters, roughly, because of the additional complexity and cost to build and install them. And yet, 80% of the resources is offshore. It's a bit like the story of oil and gas 50 years ago. They went offshore and they ended up going floating. This is the same happening with wind. So this is our solution. This is the wind float, the prototype, based on oil and gas technology using conventional mooring system. We have no seabed restriction. We have no water depth limitation. And most importantly, we can accommodate any commercially available wind turbine with no hardware modification whatsoever. If we want to make a living in the offshore wind industry, we need to be able to tap into the existing supply chain. This is what we do. We also don't need any specific equipment. This is the wind float being towed to the operational site. Everything was assembled and pre-commissioned at quayside using onshore equipment, onshore staff, onshore day rates, by the way. And basically, the system is acting as its own installation vessel. So that has a huge impact in terms of, I'm sorry about that, huge impact in terms of cost. We basically minimize all the offshore operations, not only for installation, but also for the large correctives. We have a quick connect-disconnect system, so should you need to replace a blade, that happens, or a gearbox, that happens as well. You can bring the system back to shore, and again, use onshore rates, onshore people, onshore equipment. Overall, we minimize the risks and the costs, and that has a huge impact on the LCOE. We have proven all of this through a 5-year full life cycle project where we demonstrate that the system can survive the harshest conditions, and most importantly, that on our platform, a wind turbine performs as well as it does on a fixed foundation. Where are we now? We have a bankable solution. We have 99 megawatt under contract, one of them being the first non-recourse finance project, meaning that we managed to lower the risk profile to a point where financiers felt comfortable going in that commercial way. And we have other developments elsewhere in the world. If you want to know more, come see us at our booth. If you want to know how competitive we are and how you can invest, come see us. Booth D9. Thank you.
Thank you.